Hello YouTube, how y'all doing? Today's video is going to be a little different than usual. I'm going to be making a settings video for you guys. This is going to be like an updated settings video for season 21. I haven't made a settings video for a while. I didn't make a settings video for Apex, but this was like probably 2 years ago. It's outdated, and I think I took that video down, so I don't have that up anymore. But this will be a season 21 settings for you guys. I know you guys have been asking it for it, so here it is. Further ado, we're just going to go ahead and jump right into the settings. Also, I'll be doing in-game settings, and then I'll be moving on to my configs and then NVIDIA settings. So starting off, we have the gameplay settings. Here I have mostly everything turned off, or because I don't really want too much clarity in my view. So as an interact prompt style, I have that on compact. Button hits is on. That's just basically HUD display. It tells you the example to the right if you guys want to read that. Crosshair damage feedback, I have this on off. The reason why I have this on off instead of X or extra icon is because it's just more or less clutter on my screen. I just like it off anyways. I just like the clean aspect of it as well. For damage numbers, I just use stacking. It's just more simple, and I don't have to, complete the numbers of, adding them all up for floating. And then for both, it's literally just both of them stick together with the floating numbers and stacking, which is more clarity to your screen. In my personal opinion, I just like stacking. It's just more better. Ping opacity, I have it on faded. Operationaries is just basically your kill feed. I have that on. Minimap rotation, I have this on. You can have this on off as well. This is just preference, to be honest. I did play on off before. I just like it on because it kind of shows me how to rotate the ring. Weapon auto cycle on empty, have this off because I don't want the game to auto cycle for me when I have my gun empty. I like to do it myself. Auto sprint, I have this on off. This is also preference as well. I know people who play it on off and they do fine. I would just play with this one if you want to see which one's best for you. Double tap sprint, I have this on off. I don't really know anyone who uses that, but if you like it, have it on. Jetpack control, I have this on hold. I don't really play Valkyrie too much, so when I do play Valkyrie, I usually just use hold. It's just better for me. But I rarely play Valkyrie, but I personally like hold though. Income damage feedback, I have this on 3D. I used to play on 2D, but the only problem is that there's some times where I would get shot from the back, and the 2D reticle would not be really a precise direction on where I'm getting shot. So the 3D is more it's more better in my opinion. I like how it is. It kind of points to where, like, the direction on where I'm actually getting shot from. There's some people who use both, but I don't like using both. I just like the 3D itself. Taking damage closest death box or crafting menu, please on everything, please have this off. I know some people who have it on, and I'm just like, all right, so you gotta turn that off. Let me tell you, this is I don't know why this is even an option. They just have this off and just default because it's honestly just annoying. I know some people who do have it on, they play fine, but me personally, I like to have it off. So off-screen portraits, this is also personal, to be honest. I just have it on. I don't think I even have it. I have actually had it off before. This is just, I think, default setting. I never played with this one before. Pop up, that's just, your UI. On or off as well, that's also personal. Streamer mode, I have this on off. Anonymous mode, I do have that enabled. Using sharing, disabled. Performance display is on. That's just on the top right. If you look, it shows my FPS, my ping, loss, and all that. I have that on though because I like to see how my game is doing. Communication filter, I have that on everybody. Reticle is a custom. It is a white, straight white. I just like the white color. Laser sight is default, I think. Yellow, yeah, it's a straight default. I don't really mess with that. Colorblind mode is Trinopia, and then everything else here is just off. I think it's all default. So now the mouse and keyboard settings. So for the movement, I'm not gonna go over everything. I'm just gonna go over like some custom ones I did myself, and then I'll slowly go down so you guys can see everything. But you know, moving is all default, you know. Moving forward, I have scroll wheel up. So if I wanted to do a any movement with the Octane mouse, not mousepad, Octane launchpad, I just can use that. And then jump and scroll wheel down if I want to do bunny hops or anything like that. And then after that, I just have some keys that's been changed up. So technical abilities are a mouse button, and ultimate ability other mouse button. Interact E Q as E, and alternate interact is Q. And then I think everything else is mostly just, you know, default down here. I don't really touch any of these, so. And then I'm going to go for mouse sensitivity. That is on 0.85. I play on 1600 DPI. And then ADS, I have this on. I have every reticle, I mean, every optic has different senses on it. So depending on if I'm using a sniper scope or just 2 times, I have that all different. So first is optic iron sights. I have that 1.2 for 1 times and 2 times. For 3 times optic, I have a 1.4. 4 times optic, I have 1.5. 6 times optics, 1.6. Same thing with 8. And then 10 is 1.7. And then Sears passive is 1.7 as well. And then for the reason why I use 10 on the 7 is because it's like a little slower if I have it down. So I have that cranked up a little bit. And also I've seen myself improve more with this as well. I know a lot of guys who just have it on off and just play 0.1. You can do that. But the only problem with me is that it's a little harder if I use a sniper scope. It's just like super slow. So I have everything, like every optic has a different sense. I prefer this. It's just like a personal thing as well. If you guys want to copy these settings and try it out for yourself, you guys can. But yeah, these are the settings. And then mouse acceleration is off, mouse invert off, clamp mouse cursor to game window off, lighting effects are off. This is just all off. And then movement, I'm just gonna just scroll down all this so you guys visually so you guys can see it. I'm not gonna go over it because it's just gonna take really long, so I'm just gonna slowly do that. For controller, I don't use controller at all, so all of this is just default or me just playing around with it. So I don't use controller, so we're just gonna skip that. For video, I use full screen, aspect ratio 16:10. I use a stretch resolution 1720 by 1080. I also use 1650 by 1080 as well. And then if I wanted a little bit more stretch, I do 1440 by 1080. Those are like the 3 main reses I use. For brightness, I use that 60. Field FOV is actually not 110. I use a custom FOV, so it's 120. So I pushed it a little bit a little bit more. FOV ability scaling is on disabled. Sprint view shake is on minimal. And then for everything else is mostly turned off or is on low. So for Invader Reflex is on boost, enable plus boost, and then V-Sync is on disabled. But yeah, everything else here is mostly turned off or on low. So that's really all. Texture streaming budget, the reason why it's on none, but my game still looks nice. That's also in my config files as well. For audio settings, it's just kind of preference. I have master volume at 100, stereo, and then I have my music and lobby music turned off because I don't really like the music, and sound and backgrounds turned off. Sound effects is on 100. And then for voice chat, if I ever do use it, I just have it on open mic, but I just have it on push to talk. So all right, so for next is going to be my config files and how to get to your config files. First things first, you want to go to your Steam folder. I have mine on my E. You guys might have it on C or any of your drives. Just go to where you download the Steam. Go into Steam folder, go down to Steam apps, common, then apexlegends, then CFG, and then you should have an autoexec.cfg right here. If you don't have one, you can just make one by doing right click and then new and then text document. And also I will be leaving a download link to my autoexec as well, so if you guys want to download, you guys can. But planning on when you open it, this is all that's going to be here. It's going to be a lot, just like a good gazillion things on here. I think I've copied this off of, I don't know who, I don't remember who, but there's someone out there I watched a video on, and I just basically copied his auto exec, and it's a game changer. I would say it drastically improved my game a lot. But in here, basically, you guys will get the 120 FOV, like I was talking about. It'll be 1.7, and also all of that graphic settings as well will be in here as well. And then other things like, you know, shadows and particle effects, all that will be kind of all in this auto exec. So if you guys want to download it, you guys can. It'll be in the description. And then, yeah, this is it. If you guys want to play around with it all, you guys can. For my 3D settings, I mostly have everything kind of off or kind of like on very high. So starting off with image scaling, I have it on off. Ambient occlusion is on off. As for filtering is on off, and FXAA is off as well. Gamma correction is on. Anti-aliasing mode is on application controlled. Transparency is on off. Background application max frame rate is on off. CUDA GPUs is on all. System fallback policy is on driver default. DSR factors is on off. Low latency mode is on ultra. For low latency mode, this one is personal / kind of on your PC itself. Actually, I wouldn't even say personal. This is kind of based on your computer and GPU. If you do better on, then leave it on. And if it does better on off, on ultra, then have it on ultra. And if it does better on off, you can turn it off as well. But I just have it on ultra. I've seen better FPS and better low latency mode on ultra, so I just leave it on that. Max frame rate is on off. Multi-frame samples is on off. OpenGL GDI compatibility is on auto. Rendering GPU is on my actual GPU. Power management mode is on preferred maximum performance. And then my preferred refresh rate is highest available. And then shader cache size is on driver default. For this one, if you have enough like space, like storage space, you can keep it at maybe like 1 gig or 512 megabytes. But me, I just leave it on, you know, driver default. For texture filtering, isotropic sample is going to be on. Texture filtering negative LOD bias is on allow. Texture filtering quality is on high performance as well. This one as well, I will also say is based on your computer. I've seen people who do better on performance. If you play any other games other than I guess Apex, and you play like you know, story games or anything like that, you could keep it on quality or performance. It's really up to you. I just keep on high performance because I mostly play FPS games. For throttling and optimization is on. For threaded optimization is on auto. For triple buffering is on off. Vertical VSync is off. If you play any VR games, all of these would be kind of up to you, but for me, I don't play any VR, so I have it on default. So basically, I haven't even touched these at all. And then for the vibrancy, I believe that is going to be right here. I have it on 70%. That's really all I cranked up. The only thing I touched was digital vibrancy. It's on 70%. You could also play around with brightness and contrast if you want, but I just leave that on default. And then for stretch resolution, if you ever guys want to play stretch, make sure that you guys have full screen display and an override scaling mode. And then if you guys want to input a stretch res, you go to change resolution, customize, and in here you would just hit create custom resolution, and then you'll pop up a new one like so, and then you will type in the stretch res you want. I already have one, so you'll just type in whatever, hit test. I already have one, but it will just say, you know, testing, and then you just hit okay, and then it should just have added, and that'll be it. Alright guys, that'll be it for the settings video. If you guys didn't enjoy, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and also make sure you guys comment as well if you guys want to see more of these types of videos. And if you guys want to see more updated settings as well in the future, let me know as well. But other than that, hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will catch you guys on the next one.
Hey, yo, excuse me, please don't confuse me. Liquid in my cup, I keep it juicy.